Welcome to Royal News Updates.
OMG. Prince Philip's last secret, Queen urgently made an unimaginable decision for her Platinum Jubilee. Before we start, please, like this video, subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon, thanks. Buckingham Palace confirmed on Friday, April 9th, that the Duke of Edinburgh died at his and Queen Elizabeth II's Windsor Castle residence. He was 2 months away from his 100th birthday. Though it's been a difficult few days since Philip's death, his loved ones are doing their best to stay strong. The whole family got a lot of comfort in knowing that he and Her Majesty got to be together in the sanctuary of Windsor Castle, the insider adds. Philip's final moments were filled with his favorite things, unlike his February hospital stay, which he found inordinately boring. The former naval cadet returned home from King Edward VII's Hospital in March following successful heart surgery. Before his death, Her Majesty and Prince Philip were able to spend several months closer than they would have otherwise had during the 3 national lockdowns enforced to curb the spread of COVID-19 between 2020 and 2021, according to royal author Robert Hardman. Indeed, prior to the pandemic, the Duke of Edinburgh had made Wood Farm in Sandringham his main residence, while the Queen was based during the week at Buckingham Palace. But, days before Prime Minister Boris Johnson announced the first lockdown, the 2 elderly royals relocated together at Windsor Castle, where they spent most of the following months in each other's company. Mr. Hardman, author of Queen of Our Times, The Life of Elizabeth II, also claimed the monarch had been worried for a long time about the Duke, suggesting his ill health was a source of concern for the doting wife. The author told OK! Magazine, she'd been worried about him for a long time, but one of the upsides of lockdown is that they were together a lot more than they would have been. The royal expert also said the Queen used to rely on her husband when it came to receiving advice. He said, "I'm sure she misses the wit, and he was the ultimate sounding board. When people used to say to her, 'What shall we do about this?' she'd say, 'Why don't you ask Philip?' She relied on him a lot, but he was getting old and weak and she knew that." The Queen, Mr. Hardman added, was ready to deal with the death of Philip when it eventually happened. He said, she was prepared, and had the wherewithal to deal with his death. Prince Philip died at Windsor Castle on April 9th. On the following Saturday, the monarch was joined by 29 other family members at St. George's Chapel, where the funeral service took place in abidance with the strict lockdown rules in place at the time. Almost 12 months later, members of the wider family, European royals and many representatives of the Duke of Edinburgh's patronages and associations he championed during his 7-decade-long service to the Crown will be able to pay tribute to Prince Philip by attending a service of thanksgiving. A statement shared by Buckingham Palace on March 24 said representatives of the UK government, the overseas territories, the army as well as his household will also be in attendance. And the Duke of Edinburgh's award, the legacy-making initiative launched by Philip in 1956, will be featured prominently during the service. The service in celebration of his life and legacy is to be held on March 29 at Westminster Abbey, where the Queen and Prince Philip married in 1947 and he swore his allegiance to the new sovereign in 1953. The official note by the palace does not specify which members of the royal family will be in attendance and doesn't mention the Queen. However, it has been reported the monarch hopes to be able to attend the memorial service of her beloved late husband. The monarch hasn't attended a royal visit outside of palace walls since late October last year, when it was announced her doctors had given her the advice to rest. The Queen was expected to take part in person in the Commonwealth Day service on March 14, but pulled out of it a few days prior. It is understood the reason for her cancellation was not due to health issues but, rather, concerns over her comfort during the trip to and from central London. While her attendance to Philip's service remains on brink, the Queen's latest in-person engagement bodes well. The monarch has been pictured smiling and walking around the white drawing room at Windsor Castle, while viewing a selection of enamel and fine bone china artifacts from halcyon days. The monarch was meant to visit the company's headquarters in 2020, but the engagement was cancelled due to the pandemic. This week, the monarch was well enough to host the company's representatives and commemorate with them Halcyon Day's 70th anniversary. Thanks for watching. Please share your thoughts in the comment. Thanks.
Subscribe to our channel.